Can the school standards be too high? Hundreds have signed a petition to change the grading policy at Romeo High School.
Yes, school leaders say it makes sure kids know what they need for success in college. But as 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell found out, some parents say it's not fair and it makes it too tough for them to do well.
Some parents of kids in Romeo School say when their kids came back with report cards that weren't as good as they're used to, they looked into it. Now they're saying it's not their kids, but the school district's new grading system that's not making the grade. Moms Karen Proya and Gina Ventimiglio say while working at Brush Salon, they talk. And in doing so, they've met many other moms dealing with the same problem. Their kids' GPAs have dropped.
She has been a 3.8, up at 3.8, 3.9 up until this policy, and now she's a 2.5.
They blame what they call the 90-10 grading policy at Romeo High. School leaders implemented it 3 years ago. It calls for a majority of the grade, about 90%, to come from tests and quizzes, and doesn't allow extra credit.
If you're not a good test taker, then you have nothing else to help you out.
School Superintendent Eric Whitney says he's heard these concerns. He says overall, the policy has not dramatically impacted grades.
Grades have been in the past comprised of lots of things that don't really have any bearing on whether a student has mastered the content or the subject matter that's in that course. And so we really feel that the grading system should focus on what kids have learned.
The superintendent says if kids at Romeo High simply don't test well, teachers have the option of figuring out a different way to determine if they've learned what they need to.
If you on a test don't perform well because you have anxiety, that's not an accurate reflection of what you have learned, and we want to make sure that we find ways to get at that learning, because that's what it's about.
So far, these parents say their kids aren't getting that chance. That's why they've started a petition on change.org to get rid of the policy. They say it holds Romeo High students to a higher standard, which sounds like a good thing, until it comes time to compete for scholarships and college admission.
Why should we be the only school doing this? Why didn't nobody else get on the bandwagon? How come nobody else is doing that? Well, there's a reason.
We're committed to covering stories that impact your kids in their schools. If there's a story we should be covering, email me at fixmyschool@WXYZ.com. In Romeo, Kim Russell, 7 Action News.